2 weeks into January 2026. And so I know this is the time where a lot of people kind of give up on the goals that they set for 2026, which, in my opinion, January is the worst time to set a new goal. Just, it's cold outside and it's dark. And if your goal was something like, I want to wake up earlier in the morning, I want to join a gym, I want to do a workout every day or go for a walk outside, or there's so many wonderful goals that people set in 2026. And in my own personal opinion, I just feel like, we're setting ourselves up for failure when we make those goals in January. It's not a good time of year. So if you are one of those people, I am one of those people almost every single year. I'll set some goal, like I'm gonna wake up at 5 a.m. and then at this time, 2 weeks into January, I'm like, I can't do it. I'm failing. But as somebody who actually naturally wakes up early, I wake up about 6 a.m. every morning, except for like Christmas to Valentine's Day. I wake up at like 7:30. So it's the weather, it's how dark it is outside. It's not a great time to start something new, and we all do it, and we all are a little bit bummed about 2 weeks in to January. We're like, oh, why did I do this? But they're great goals. I would say start your goals March 1st, when the earth is starting to warm up. It's starting to be just a little bit lighter. There's just that excitement of spring is coming. You're starting something new. That's the right time to do it. But January, obviously, I'm starting some new things this January. I started a vlog, which is a bit of a challenge. I'm decluttering my home. These are goals that I feel like can be cozy, dark outside, winter challenges. So I would never say don't set goals in January, because I think setting a new goal is awesome. But you want to set yourself up for success and something that you feel like you can achieve in January. So today is declutter day 4, and I'm so excited. We're going to declutter the kitchen, but I also just seeing on Instagram and social media outlets, everybody going, I started a goal and I didn't make it. And I just wanted to encourage you also to just take a breath and restart. Just, it's not like, oh, you failed at that goal and you're just done, or you're struggling at your new goal and you're just done with it. Just take a breath, write down some new goals. So some things that I would encourage you to do in January are decluttering your home, obviously doing a clean out. You don't have to go as intense as I'm going on the declutter, but just look at what you have, donate some things, just clear out a few things and set up your environment to be successful at your new goals when you start them in the spring. I love being able to make the house all warm and cozy, have a nice cup of tea with me, and just go through some things. Maybe even sleep in the morning and just have a cozy morning of like cleaning and decluttering. Some other things that I would suggest doing in January are starting like a meditation habit, or even just a nighttime routine. It's a great time to start a nighttime routine because it starts getting dark early and you kind of feel like going to bed a little bit early, and sometimes that you have a little bit more energy to do a nice nighttime routine where maybe your goal is to not have any media in front of your face, and your phone, your computer is all turned off an hour before bed. That'll also set you up to be more successful at starting your new super ambitious goal in March. So just wanted to encourage you, visualize yourself doing these goals and just start setting yourself up for success, but don't go crazy. Certainly don't join a gym and go too hard and hurt yourself in the first 2 weeks. If you've already done that, just reset your goals. It's just that time of year. So I'm gonna get started on my kitchen reset. Come along with me while I do. Okay, I just raised you up a bit, so if you're a content creator, please tell me how you get these angles. It's so challenging. We are going to clean out this cupboard behind me. It's mostly like dishes and then like random like vinegars and oils and stuff like that, a few appliances mixed in. And then this drawer, I rarely open it. There's just like a few things that I grab out of that drawer, but I want it to make it my baking items like cake pans and stuff like that. So you gotta clear out the whole drawer. And then this cupboard over here is all food. It's kind of like my pantry, but I also have food in the baskets down below my island. My kitchen's a little bit mixed up, so let's set it right. The strategy that I used on my closet so far, which has been pulling out the things that I use every day or really frequently, and making sure I have space around them. It's easy to grab them, use them, put them away. That's the goal. We want to just remove any friction from our lives, especially the day-to-day items. So that's what I'm gonna do first. And then everything else is kind of bonus stuff or stuff that I use for special events is kind of what I was calling it, or you know, not very frequently. So like my mixing bowls will be not as frequent, but I still want easy access to those things. So we also need to clear out some clutter. Let's get started. Yeah, you can see. Okay. Ooh, I do use this most days. Okay, and then I use this. I love this thing. I don't know if you can see very well the rough bit in here. You can use it to like grate ginger. You just rub the ginger, or turmeric or garlic. You can rub garlic in it and it'll make kind of a paste. And then you can pour in your olive oil or, you know, whatever else. You know, I'll do a garlic rub, olive oil, salt, pepper, and then use that to dip yummy bread in. It's so good. Or I'll do like a ginger and add lemon and make like a wellness shot in here. So I use this for quite a few things. It even works on like nutmeg, or if you have wasabi root and you're making sushi at home. Yeah. Everything a good clean. Now the important thing is how we put stuff away, because we want to put it away by frequency of use. Because it's a cabinet, I'm going to start kind of backwards and put away the things that I don't frequently use and put them in a place where they're accessible, but maybe towards the back. So like the mugs that I don't personally use every day, but if people came over and needed a mug, I would have one. I have some hooks back here. Oh, this one doesn't fit on a hook. Okay, I did some creative, make the hooks a little bit wider so that the chunky mugs fit on the hooks, which is wonderful. I'm also going to put my special sentimental, I guess this is my one sentimental item, isn't it, that I'm allowing myself to keep. Hang that back there. Okay, items that I don't use frequently but want to keep would be, oh my goodness, I still can't decide. I think I'm gonna keep the gray one. Yes, keep the gray one. Pop that in the back. Not a frequently used item. This will go on this side. So I'm also kind of thinking about, I'm just right-handed. So it's a little bit faster and easier for me to open this side of the cabinet. So I'm going to put more frequently used items on this side. If I don't know if that matters or not, but I think it'll just, to me, it makes sense. That's what I'm going to do. So mixing bowls I don't use that often, but pretty regularly are going to go over here. I'm also going to put this back in because it was just so cute to help me display things on, because I'm weird like that, and I like even my cabinet to look kind of like a display cupboard. I think I'm going to do something like that with my little occasional bowls. Let's see, what else is occasional? My measuring cup is occasional. Wonder. Yes, now that I have fewer mugs, I can hang that measuring cup, so it's easy to access. That's lovely. Let me try putting that back there. Yeah, really nice. I am going to, okay, occasional items. I'm going to end up keeping these plates because I don't have tons of serving platters for when people come over, and I think now that I've seen them again and they're no longer buried, I think I will get them out and use them. Cute. Okay. I don't often use wine cups. So those will go towards the back. I don't use all of these, but I use one of them. So I am going to put them in a little like row so that one is accessible. That mug can go towards the back. And then I just have plates on this side, so just a little easier. I've got my 3 bowls that I use all the time. Wonderful. Okay, that's, oh, and my 2 glasses that my nieces use will go there. Pop. And there's room, pretend it's not full with matcha, but room for my everyday cup right in front. Perfect. That's the dishes. Okay, I'm going to skip the lower shelf for now because I think I'm going to do food items at the very end. Drawer. Okay. Oh, paper plates. I think I'll put these downstairs with my camping stuff. Muffin, silicone. I just love this thing. If anybody doesn't have silicone baking stuff yet, particularly for muffins, highly recommend. The drawer is empty. Cleaning it out. Okay, so a few moments later, I tracked down, because I had baking stuff like in the most random places, just shoved wherever I could find a spot. which isn't great for wanting to have an efficient kitchen. That's just not the idea. So I tracked down, I think, all of my baking stuff, and I have like a little pile in front of me on the floor. And I'm gonna try to fit it all in this drawer. So like no food items are gonna go in the drawer, just baking stuff. And I had to go through and wash all the baking stuff that was in the drawer because there was a bug living in there. It's just so gross. But when you live in the country, you know, they get in and set up residence. So I'm gonna put just baking stuff, like baking equipment, in this drawer and see how it goes. Hopefully it all fits. It's a very small drawer. I'm kind of thinking potentially the bundt pan is not going to fit, but let's give it a try. I also want to talk to you a little bit about my posture. If you have been following along, in video 1, this is my very first time filming myself, but I noticed like my posture was really not good. So I started doing some posture exercises, which really, they were not helping. They were just making me sore and it just hurt. So I dug a little bit deeper because one thing I am pretty good at is research. And something I found out is that there are a lot of people on the internet who think that they are experts in fitness and in how to correct posture. And that's just not true. The one gal that I was, at first, I started doing her exercises and really just caused me a lot of pain. So I started digging deeper about like, you know, muscles, how we are like connected, like your entire upper back, how it's connected, range of motion, all like how it's connected to your shoulders, the movement of your arms, all of these things, the placement of your rib cage, and found that I was holding my shoulders in front of my rib cage. So my rib cage was like shallow, was meant to be pushed forward slightly more, but not from this upper back region. You don't push forward like that. You push forward down here, more like kind of where your bra strap goes, at the bottom of your shoulder blades. That's where you should be not pushing. It should be comfortable, but it's where that where your posture comes from is down here. And I'm finding a lot of posture exercises from experts online are working out these upper muscles, which is not what you are supposed to do. So, and there's all over the internet people telling you these exercises that work this upper portion, which, I mean, you know, it looks right, it sounds right, but it's not right. Like based on all of the rabbit hole of research that I've gone down, there's also your fascia, which you've probably heard of, basically like this long giant rubber band that connects, you know, the back of your head all the way down to your feet. It goes, is really thick. If you picture a rubber band that has some flaws in it and some like thicker portions in the rubber, this would be a portion that gets thick and gets kind of stuck. And if you picture that rubber band moves, but then the thicker portion doesn't move the same, it gets, you know, stuck really easily. And so I've been doing, after kind of hurting myself with those first exercises that I found online, I've been digging deeper, found doing fascia release in this upper portion all the way down this posterior chain. Doing the fascia release every single day just for like 5 minutes has been so much more helpful than any of those exercises that I was seeing online. Also doing what I've found is kind of called broad back exercises. They help you strengthen that bit that I was talking about, that lower portion that helps your rib cage to sit in the right position. And then everything else falls into place. Like you can even kind of, if you kind of pinch right here and push forward, everything else kind of aligns in a comfortable way. You don't have to be hurting yourself and straining these upper muscles to have good posture, which, and I looked into also equipment stuff like the straps and things that hold you into place. I don't think any of that stuff is going the right direction based on the research that I did anyway. I am by no means an expert. Don't take any of this as expert advice, but I am pretty good at research and knowing when I'm not being told the whole story or all of the puzzle pieces aren't fitting together. So that is one thing that I would say I am pretty good at. So anyway, I'll keep you updated on my findings and like what I'm doing, but yeah, that's what I found, and just wanted to, you know, keeping myself accountable, wanted to let you know I am still pursuing, I think it was goal number 6 I put on my thing is fix my posture, because that very first video, whew, I saw myself on video, on recording, which I, you know, I don't think average people record themselves very often, I don't think. But yeah, seeing myself and I was like, ooh, need to add this to the goals. And yeah, I've been working on that every day, and it's been going well for the most part. I would say the fascia release portion, which there are great fascia release videos online, just on YouTube. Make sure you're doing the whole, I forget what it's called, like posterior fascia chain, maybe, but it runs basically from your feet all the way up, and you really just need maybe a couple, 2 tennis balls. You don't need the fancy equipment that some of them are like, you have to have this fancy piece of equipment. A couple of tennis balls, and I have a foam roller that I've been using, and do the whole chain. You have to release the whole chain, not just where it's a problem, because your entire body is connected and working together as a system. So that's important, and I wanted to update you on that to, you know, I want to let you know I'm not like not doing one of my goals. So just an update. I'll keep you updated further if I discover anything else. Oh shoot, where is this gonna live? It's not fitting in the drawer. Oh no. I wonder if that will fit. Okay. Okay, it's not perfect, but it fits. Would you call this baking? I think I'm gonna go ahead and call this baking, because when this gets lost at the bottom of one of my baskets, it's so hard to dig out, and it gets noisy with things falling out. So I'm gonna put it right here in the drawer, and hopefully that'll make it more accessible and stored in a way that I can see it. Let's see. Okay, I think that was successful, except for my bunt pan. Oh, and I was thinking about putting my scale in there, but actually, yes, I bet if I just slide it in the front, on the side, yeah, it's really accessible. Perfect. So no food, just baking stuff, all in one place, not scattered throughout my kitchen. Good job. Okay, you might be thinking, Hannah, you did not get rid of a single baking dish. I use all of them for different things, and now that I have them all in one convenient place, I think I'll use them even more frequently and can actually access them. So I don't know, maybe decluttering isn't always about getting rid of things. Sometimes it's about just managing what you have, which is also just good to do. I'm not gonna feel bad about not getting rid of something, which I was starting to kind of do. But I'm choosing not to feel bad about it. I like what I like and I use it. So, oh, okay, my light just turned off. Well done. Okay, sorry about that. I I've gotten this basket out. I have 2 big baskets and 1 small basket that sit underneath my island, and it's not a good storage solution. It's really hard to dig through these baskets to find something, so I try to keep a limited number of things in the baskets, but they get so messy. It's a bad storage solution, but it's what we have. So in here is just my pot and my pan, and then I do use, oh, okay, this I've never used, I just store it, so we can get rid of this right away. I do use the lid for my always pan. It's the cutest, it's the best thing. Okay, this is supposed to be in the basket, although it's just terrible in there, but food is not supposed to be. Oh, ramen, okay. Well, at least it's like food that lasts a long time, because who knows, it might have gotten lost in here and would have never found it unless I was doing this. So ramen, great. This I use all the time. Wonderful, goes with my cooking stuff, because for just straining noodles and stuff. Oh, cooking sherry. We'll put that in a different place. There's a little local theater next to me, and you can have a little glass of wine or a little drink if you bring your special cup. There we go. I'll put this in a better place. I don't know where. Oh, and another water bottle. So every time I find a water bottle, I've been setting them over by the sink to be washed, and we need to do water bottle clear out, because I don't need to keep a bunch of water bottles. I'm sure other people have that issue too. Sometimes water bottles just collect, and I don't know how. I don't know how long these chips have been in here. And then I have an Instapot that I do use. Super annoying to get in and out of this basket, but I want to keep it. I think I should get rid of this basket and just set this on the shelf under my island. Would that make it easier? I feel like that would look messy though, in my space. We'll keep the basket for now. We'll just do the Instant Pot. My pots and pans that I use every day, my strainer. Oh, and my little steam thing. So, it's not a great system, but it works for me. One basket down. Okay, so drawers. This is all spices. I'm pretty sure I use everything in here. I know I said I was gonna do food last, but I thought I would just check through here, make sure I actually use everything that's in here. If there's anything I don't use, I can just toss it. So just a little preliminary. Ooh, you know what I'm also gonna do? While I'm going through, might as well just wipe each one down. Why not? This is the best pepper rainbow peppercorns. The best. And this is also the best. I don't know if you can see it, but it's basically pepper, and it has a little bit of ginger and a little bit of papaya fruit, which I think is the seeds of a papaya dried and ground up, is in here, but it's a digestive enzyme. So that's great. You basically use it as your pepper. easy, very rewarding drawer or cabinet to do in your kitchen. Do the spice cabinet because it's actually really fun. Okay, I am gonna put them back by frequency of use, but also like grouped in categories. So I have baking stuff for like breads and cookies and stuff like that. And then I have more savory items. But I am gonna put what I most frequently use towards the front and what I use a lot less towards the back, but like grouped. And the nice thing about this drawer is that it comes all the way out to the very back. So really there kind of is no back to this drawer. I can see absolutely everything all at once. I tend to put my baking stuff here, stuff I use every day in this very front quarter, and then kind of savory stuff in the middle. So where's my baking soda go? Baking. Oh, and I like that most of these have the words on the top, but I am gonna grab a Sharpie and write on some of these on the tops so that it's just a drawer thing. If you have a cabinet, obviously that doesn't matter because you can see the whole thing, but you know, as far as that goes, instant espresso for baking. Where's my daily stuff? Where is my, okay, ginger, cinnamon. Cinnamon I put every single day in my coffee. Ginger I use in soups and like pretty much like my daily food if I'm making congee or something like that. So I'm gonna put those two front and center. These I need a Sharpie. I'll be back. Okay, so you can kind of see I've done it before, but they start to kind of rub off, so you have to do it again. I did keep one of these when they empty out, because sometimes when you get spices at like the Asian markets or something like that, they come in little bags, and I will reuse these glass containers for the like decant them in. So I'm gonna do that and just write on it what it is, and done with this drawer. It's great. Okay, wonderful. Next, and here's all my towels. Really, I just use this drawer for towels and little cleaning, extra cleaning things. So I also have cloth napkins in here, which I think I'll move. I have a place in my bookshelf where I have like a nice box of extra silver, which I should put this in. I took a bag of extra silver to my sister's house for Christmas, and then just threw it in here at the bottom of my dish towel so I didn't have to deal with it. It's not good. And then this is a lovely set of knives, steak knives. They don't need to be in this drawer. Where'd my towel go? I think I actually will just leave these at the bottom because they're not taking up a lot of room. As far as towel organization, I have cleaning rags at the front, Christmas on the bottom. Those are very cute. And then let's see here. I do also keep hot hot gloves for, you know, what's the word, for picking up hot things in here. But I'm using them right now because I'm baking sourdough. Oh, I wish you could smell it in here. It smells so good. But easy drawer, that one's done. Okay, this is my silverware drawer. And you guys are gonna think I'm weird, but there's not a lot of room in here. So what I've done is I've done one little tray, and then I have spoons, forks, and knives kind of just in their own little place in the drawer. I'm gonna wash this plastic thing. It's what's working for me. And unfortunately, there wasn't even enough room to fit 2 of these in this teensy tiny drawer. So I'm gonna wash that container. Let's see, what else do I have in here? Ooh, I think I got rid of the mug that went to this a long time ago because I couldn't find the top. So we'll get rid of that. I have a ladle, a little sieve. This is another scoop. Yay! We're probably gonna find more of these, I promise. Okay, you mustn't forget to clear out under your sink cleaning products. You don't you don't need to keep cleaning products that you don't use. And I have looked under so many of my friends' sinks in the past and just been like, ooh, they have not been down here for a long, long time. So I do have my cat food. It doesn't look bad down here. It's pretty clean. My trash can is sitting over there right now because I was throwing some stuff away when we were cleaning out that one closet, but this does not look terrible. I do have some cleaning stuff in here though, I'm sure, that I don't use. Oh, if you want a good cleaning product that smells amazing, this is the one to get. And then they also have, it's called Spit and Polish, that you can use on like wood cabinets, leather furniture, and my leather chair actually really drinks this stuff up. It loves it and it smells really good. So I'm more of a Dawn dish soap for everything cleaning person. I really do use Dawn dish soap to clean windows, mirrors, my toilet, my shower, my floors, for everything, because it's a non-toxic cleaner that's inexpensive. But I do have a few other things down here. I have my little caddy with insect stuff, some extra bags. I have a thing of neem oil and butcher block oil in here, and hydrogen peroxide because I have a cat, and when she throws up on the carpet, not throws up, she gets hairballs. It's not gross, but you know, cats have like their own microbiome and parasites and things that live in their body. So when she gets a hairball, I do use a little hydrogen peroxide to clean that up. Christmas soap dispenser, so annoying. It's almost empty though. I keep decanting it into my regular soap dispenser. So it's almost gone. Same with this. I'll decant this into a soap thing. And a little thing of white vinegar. I use this to clean. I don't love the smell of white vinegar, but if it's needed, here's my Dawn dish soap. I love that guy. Get that at Costco. Oh, flea and tick home spray. I hate the smell of this, but I will spray it into my outdoor rug, and I think well, in my mind, it repels the insects from my outdoor patio. I don't know if it works or not, but I think it does. I did not like these. People talk about magic erasers a lot as being like this wonderful cleaning product. I just found that it left residue and I just didn't use it. I just threw it away. Okay, I have some, oh, and then I have this ammonia-free glass cleaner in here. I could keep this. It's full and brand new. I don't think I've ever used it. I actually just used I already told you, I used Dawn dish soap on my mirrors, and I found that that's the best thing that doesn't leave residue. But I mean, I have it and it's brand new. One trick too, if you're putting a bunch of cleaning products in an area and it's hard to put them back, to like put them away, and you find yourself like cramming stuff together and stuff falls over. If you have like a leftover, this was a candle at some point that I cleaned out and fits in there. If you leave this in there as a placeholder, you can always put it back because it has a designated spot and you're not like cramming things and things falling over. That's also kind of why I use this little tall tray. I've had shorter ones before. Doesn't work. You need like the tall one. And yeah, I mean, I have some extra black bags in the back here too, but that's pretty much it. Pretty good, I would say. So, but it's good to take everything out, do a wipe down. Keep things tidy. I also have a drain thing for cleaning out my shower drain. That just like tucks in the side here. I think every girl with hair should have one of these, just in case. And let's stick, this can go in the back because it's just to refill, just for summertime. This I use. Lovely, lovely. This I don't use, but that's okay. Great. Kitchen roll. Cat food. Voila. Lovely. It stays pretty clean down there. In my house. Mm-hmm. Oh, Tupperware. And we already did this one on the first day, or on the first declutter day. So you can go back and watch that if you want to. But it's been so nice because I use this drawer every day, and decluttering is so rewarding. So rewarding. Highly recommend it. It's just such a joy to open this drawer and use it. We got rid of almost half of what was cluttering this utensil drawer. So the utensil drawer is a great one to start with, to really like reap the benefits. And I know I didn't really get rid of a lot of stuff in the other drawers, but I think they were pretty well figured out. You know, I don't put extra stuff that I don't use in these drawers. I really do use these things. And so, but I'm glad I went through them anyway. So that's the trick. You have to go through everything to see if you really do use it. Okay, so I got everything out, and I threw away a couple things that I just saw that were out of date. But I'm gonna start by putting everything in categories. Don't know what those categories are quite yet, but I think it'll be something like baking, tea. Needed a tea category because I'm not allowed to buy any more tea. I kind of dry goods for like lentils and beans, quinoa, grains, stuff like that. I need a small pasta section, canned goods, I think. And I'm gonna start there. Sorted everything into piles. I think it's going well. That was a good strategy because I have a pile of baking stuff, which I figured out I have like 2 all-purpose flours, 2 brown sugars. I just have duplicates because I didn't know that I had them, which makes sense. But now they'll all be together and I'll be able to see them. Not sure where exactly to put them away, but I am thinking that the tea pile isn't crazy big. So I am gonna put, oh, and these bags of tea. So I'm gonna put bulk teas in the basket on top of the fridge because they're light. They're not too heavy, and hopefully they will fit in this basket. Hibiscus tea. I do also have hot chocolate that I had kind of put with the teas, but they don't need to go together. I think they're different enough. This I kind of, oh, these are also teas. Oh shoot, maybe it's too much for the basket. I can get a bigger basket. I think I have one. I'll get a bigger basket. And then for, this is kind of breakfast section, which I also have chia seeds that I decided, that's another tea. So much tea. Chia seeds, I thought, I put them in baking, really, there they are. They're more of a breakfast item. And then all of this baking stuff. So I have the big giant basket, and then I have my shelves over here, which I'm kind of thinking one shelf can be breakfast, one shelf can be canned goods and like broths and things. Right now I store like broth and my like backup extra because I buy this at Costco, and they're bone broth, and I don't really have room to store it in my kitchen, so I just store it outside in my laundry room. But this time of year, it's what you want to eat. It's so cold that you don't necessarily want to go outside and get it. So that'll be nice to have maybe a shelf for it. There's 3 shelves, so the 3rd shelf I think will be pasta. Because I also get this at Costco, and it is the yummiest high protein pasta out there. But when you buy it at Costco, you get 3, which takes up a lot of space. So 1 shelf for pasta, 1 shelf for canned goods and broths, 1 shelf for breakfast. And then the basket will be baking. Oh, and then I had a few other items that were like stuff that goes in smoothies, which for me could be breakfast items. Okay, let's put everything away. I think this will be good. Okay, so one thing, if you are planning to do a kitchen deep clean where you go through every single drawer and every single cupboard, every single item you own, don't do what I did and do it all in one day because it's way too much. It takes way too much time, way more time than I expected actually. So pretty time consuming little endeavor, but it's done and I'm just really, really happy that it's done. Oh, you can see my reflection back there. Oh, that's funny. There we go. Um, so let me give you a tour. Here's my sweet girl showing off the cabinet. So we have lovely organized drawers with lots of space in them. Nice and tidy everywhere. The island, I ended up doing smoothie stuff down here. We have just my Instapot, pots and pans, well, my one pot, my one pan, and my mixer in there. And then this basket is all baking stuff. We have some bowls, my hot plate, and this drawer ended up being all of those dry foods stored. And we've got my like supplements, coffee filters, wax paper, and parchment paper, which turned out pretty good. And then I did take everything out of here, clean the drawer, clean all the little items. And then I did keep out the oils and vinegars that I use more daily. Not every single day, but very, very frequently. Those are the ones that I'm using. And then back over here in the cabinet, I have oils, vinegars, honey. There's a little bit more tea. We can't figure out the tea situation. They're all different sizes, and so they don't all fit in the same place, but just ignore that. That'll be my weird quirk where I have tea in every cabinet. There's some like hot honey, soy sauce, stuff like that is all tucked away in here. This turned out really nice. Everything has space around it, easy to get out and put away. I have my one little appliance there, and then just some like backup things like the salt that can be like decanted into my little salt pinch pot. And this drawer is a little bit full, but it's all baking stuff. You checking it out? Good girl. Thank you. No, that's not it. Okay. You are not a baking thing. You don't belong in the drawer. And in this little pie cooling cabinet here, ended up with canned goods, my broths. I did put my hot chocolate in there on that shelf. It doesn't really belong, but next shelf down is pretty much all pastas and one rice for risottos. And then the breakfast shelf with my oats and those protein pancakes. And there's actually 3 more things of oats back there. I just buy it if I can't find it. So now I'll be able to see that they're all in the same place and go through them one by one. So that's where we landed there. And then, yes, on top of the refrigerator, I got the larger basket out, and that has bulk teas in it. So we did pretty good. I cleaned up the kitchen cabinet or the kitchen counter a little bit, did my little setup with my little candy dish and candle, and then my little fruit bowl. Overall, I think it turned out pretty good. Here's a pile of stuff I'm getting rid of. Goodbye stuff. Thank you so much for watching to the end and coming along on this kitchen overhaul with me. It really feels good. It makes such a difference when things are where you can find them. I'm excited to just start cooking in my kitchen now. Baby, are you ready for bed too? So We just need to keep it clean now, will be the next challenge. Well, did you not want to come up? You pretended like you did want to. Mwah. So yes, now the next step will be just keeping it clean, keeping it organized. And I think having a nice system where everything is in its place will make such a big difference. And gone through everything, every drawer and nook and cranny is clean, which is amazing. Don't do it all in one day like I did. It's exhausting. And the kitchen is, I think, one of the easiest places to divide up into sections. You know, you could divide it by space, you could do your island first, and then, you know, a section of drawers, and you know, just divide it up that way. Or you could divide it up by item. I actually had water bottles in every different area of my kitchen, and as I was going through, I was just like pulling out the water bottles and putting them in a pile. Same with tea. Well, I still kind of have quite a bit of tea in random places, but everybody has their quirks. Every kitchen is going to be different. And yeah, I think it's getting close to my bedtime, so I am going to make a cup of tea and drift off to Neverland, because I am pooped. Yeah, thank you so much for watching to the end, and I hope this inspires you to declutter your kitchen and gives you some thoughts on how you can do it. So God bless you and have a wonderful, wonderful night. Talk to you soon.